In an arena where strength decides everything and fighters fight for honor and survival, Yujiro Hanma's name sounds like a challenge. His goal today is to surpass the strongest man of Chinese wisdom and style, an old man of 140 years old, and to prove his superiority that the real power is him. Onto the arena rolls. An old man, yep, a sweet-looking grandpa in a wheelchair, and the crowd, they're going absolutely wild. Why? Because this guy is a living legend in China, a so-called unbeatable master of kung fu. And now he's about to face Yujiro Hanma himself, the strongest man alive. This clash is bound to be unforgettable. The old man wastes no time showing who's boss. He hurls his wheelchair straight at Yujiro's face. Yujiro, unfazed as ever, casually suggests they take a lap and chat about life, how the old master achieved so much and what he had to sacrifice along the way. The old man explains that his love for power consumed him. He sacrificed everything dear to him to chase it. In his life, he faced countless opponents to prove that he had outgrown traditional Chinese martial arts philosophy, even going as far as to call it a lie. For years, he dedicated himself to showing the world he was right. But then the day came when he crossed paths with a true master, an elderly man already around 80 years old, who proved him completely wrong. He couldn't really be called strong by any stretch, but somehow he turned me into minced meat, Kaku admitted. That was the turning point for me, the day I said goodbye to muscles and started diving deep into the philosophy and wisdom behind Chinese martial arts. The conversation had its moments. Yujiro seemed to enjoy it, but he was clearly itching to get the fight started. The old man, on the other hand, was already fired up. Yujiro struck first, but missed. His second attack, a powerful kick, landed, or so it seemed. But the old master had optimized the blow with Shaori, a technique where the body relaxes to let the force of the hit pass harmlessly through. The kick, instead of doing damage, practically slid right past him. It was as if Yujiro had kicked at a ghost. The second time, Yujiro lands a powerful kick, sending the old man spinning like a roulette ball. But despite the sheer force of the blow, it barely seems to faze the elder. The only sign Yujiro actually hit his mark is the blood trickling from the old man's nose. Yujiro is amused that the old man dodged the blow because not every fighter, much less an old man, can dodge his lightning-fast blows. The old man's mastery of Shaori's technique means that even during a punch, fighters don't blink as they get hit. The old man, without assuming any stance, casually walks toward his opponent. He doesn't even notice when a lock of his hair gets pulled out. Naturally, he tenses up, because let's face it, getting your hair yanked is anything but pleasant. Now that the old man tensed up, his technique became useless. Because as I told you earlier, the Shori technique requires a relaxed body. With a simple punch, Yujiro knocks him out. The old man is absolutely thrilled by this turn of events. On his second attempt, the master tries a different technique, and this time Yujiro is so shocked he instinctively backs away. Before he knows it, he's pinned against the wall. It turned out Yujiro was stepping backwards for a reason because the old trickster was using deep relaxation, if you know what I mean. So he was relaxing to maximize the power of the momentum and directing a powerful punch for Yujiro. Such a turn of events was clearly too much for Yujiro, and the old man continued his offensive. A couple of lucky kicks send the 100-pound Yujiro flying, and the old man spins him around as he pleases. After that, Yujiro mirrors the old man's technique, blocking his strikes effortlessly. The old man, thinking they're now evenly matched, is thrilled by the idea. But little does he know, Yujiro's just toying with him, preparing to show off his true strength and fighting style with a smug grin. The old man, feeling insulted by Yujiro's mockery, throws a wheelchair wheel at him. Yujiro, however, effortlessly dodges the attack, using the old man's own technique to avoid it. Yujiro tenses his right arm with such force that with a single punch, he creates a massive crater in the center of the arena, releasing an explosion of energy. It's his way of showing the old man just how overwhelming his power truly is. The old man admits that it's been over 100 years since he's felt such tension facing an opponent. Next, Yujiro attacks and beats the old man. With blows to his face and stomach, he seals the old man against the wall. The old man spins like a top, trying to deflect Yujiro's blows. He manages to do it quite well, but it's clear he's struggling to keep up. After a few intense clashes, the old man manages to knock Yujiro out. He yells, mocking him, saying that Yujiro thinks too highly of himself, implying that this is all he's truly capable of. To satisfy the old man's displeasure, Yujiro decides to show his true strength. He rips off his shirt, revealing extraordinary demonic muscles, the likes of which no one has ever seen before. Once again, they stand face to face, and Yujiro delivers another massive punch, slamming the old man into the wall. Enraged, the old man retaliates with a flurry of strikes at breakneck speed, using his own style. But despite his best efforts, Yujiro doesn't even budge, standing his ground without flinching. Eventually, all the chaos tires the monster. Deciding to end it, Yujiro takes a stance, raises his hands, and delivers a deafening clap to the old man's ears with both palms. The sheer impact is so devastating that the old man, overwhelmed, resolves to die on the spot. Yujiro prepared to deliver the next strike, but froze just inches from the old man's face. He hadn't anticipated this and was seething with rage. Meanwhile, the old man stood his ground, rooted to the spot like an unmovable statue. The fight was halted as a medic rushed to the scene to confirm what had happened. It was cardiac arrest. Yujiro clenched his teeth in frustration, consumed by his helplessness. Without saying a word, he turned and left the arena. After the fight ended, the cunning old man suddenly came back to life, shocking all the medics and terrifying his successors. He explained that he had deliberately stopped his own heart to halt Yujiro's raging fist. He knew that if Yujiro had landed that blow, it would have been the end for him. "This is the true victory of martial arts," he declared. "A victory that ensures self-defense. After all, when an opponent dies, there can be no winner." After the end of the fight, a frustrated Yujiro stares languidly into the arena where he meets a cunning old man. The old man recognizes Yujiro as the champion and says that all means are good in the fight for life. At the end, the old man suggests that he would be happy to fight again in 100 years.